Sventisko and Mason stand within the badlands and stony canyons of the Bothotlo home territory, having just successfully convinced the tribe to be open to the possibility of peace, preventing a war that would tear apart those who should stand united against the Infernals. During the meeting, they successfully found that one of the tribal leaders had been replaced by Imago, the Mirror Keeper, with their evil reflection. They tracked down this reflection, captured them, brought them in for questioning. Not everyone was happy about that.
That's the culprit right there.
It was literally a tabaxi. They received some help from a youth around their age who had hassled them as they made their way in and gave them signals and signs as to the identity of the reflection. In a quiet moment between Mason and Sventisko, this teenager returned, and in return for his favor, asked for the story of the death of Orn. Orn, the silver dragon god, who for years had been living as Myrick, wearer of the Void Mask, Garnet's mentor, an enemy of all that is good, all that exists, destroyed in battle by the archmages of the Academy, including our young heroes. How does this child know about this? Why is he suddenly so menacing? What is all this power he's suddenly wielding? When last we left Mason, he was just about to make his decision and speak his next words.
Yeah,
No pressure.
So much pressure. There's the long sigh as Mason had turned to Sventisko and was like, "I think we're doing this," and tries to think about what he's going to say. It takes more than a few moments, probably just actually stands there for a solid 30 seconds to think about how to just start this whole thing, because it's been a lot. It's happened really quickly. Mason himself, having usually been really good at grounding himself, has kind of lost sight of that, honestly, a little bit recently, because so much has been going on, more than he's ever been used to. But finally comes to a bit of kind of a understanding within himself and looks at this kid and says, "Well, to start, there has been a kind of link between certain Infernals and a few students at IOTH Academy. From my understanding, it was originally a group of 4: Garnet, Athalor, Alex, and Ariana. Alex and Ariana, however, both left the Academy, although for different reasons. I started hanging around them sometime after Alex left, and, well, there's a tie with me into Infernal business apparently as well. Something that the Mirror Keeper is interested in, or was interested in. I don't know how much relevance it has anymore, but I think a little bit. So, as it turns out, I got intertwined with them too. And eventually, with Alex leaving, it led us to a kind of decision. Either we go after Alex and try to get back something that he stole from the Academy, or we go after someone named Myrick, who we believed was working with the Infernals in some way, shape, or form, probably pulling the strings, trying to kind of manage his own agenda, but nonetheless working with the Infernals. And after some discussion, we as a group and faculty of IOTH Academy as well were in on this, but decided to go after Myrick first, because he and Garnet have some history. He's, I think, responsible for a lot of hardship in her life. He was in the Silent City, if you're aware of what that is. Kind of pauses for a moment and kind of just
Yeah.
wants to gauge his reaction of how like the story's going so far.
Yeah, I know about the Silent City.
Honestly, at this point, he could say he knows everything, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure. You just know everything. That's fine.
Whatever, kid.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows why? But well, we went there, and we were fighting him, and then he turned into what we realized soon after was the dragon god On. He tried to flee. Ariana stopped him, and soon after we ended up capturing him. And okay, actually, me as Curran don't actually 100% remember or like what Mason would know what happened there, because it wasn't until it was in private, I believe, that Garnet and Elnow decided to void Mirik / Orn, right?
You know he was imprisoned in an iron flask, and you know that he was killed afterwards.
Okay. But I don't know that it was like a Garnet Elnow thing. Okay. And ended up capturing him, and sometime after, I don't honestly know how exactly it happened. Maybe they decided to kill him for what he did. Maybe it was for the hurt he not only caused Garnet, but for everybody working with the Infernals. I don't know the decision there. I wasn't a part of it, but someone made that decision and killed him.
You know, it's a good thing that the Aurochs stick to sitting on their mountains and thinking about themselves, because they do not make for good storytellers. That's what happened. Why? All these harms, do you know anything about those? Do you have anything why he was working with Infernals? What he was doing at the silent goddamn city?
Kind of okay. Background lore check. I think Mason would know a little bit, but I don't think he's really ever like fully kind of keyed in on it. I don't remember 100%, but like knew that there was some business in like releasing I think Mason knew about like releasing Dragon. We didn't know their name though. Yeah, so I don't know a lot of it, honestly. There's a lot of gaps in my knowledge, but I think something that I do know for sure is that Mirik or Orn in the Silent City was trying to release something, old dragon, that was imprisoned there, couldn't escape. This was something that was of interest to Garnet as well, specifically the Silent City. Maybe it just was because Mirik was there. Garnet seems to hold grudges, I suppose I'll say. There's a lot of questions around what exactly Mirik was doing with the Infernals, though I don't think I actually know that.
Okay, so you're not in on all of that. How sure are you that he was going to open the gates or try?
Seemed to be what he was working towards. I How sure? I'm not 100%, but something definitely above 0. There was the chance.
He has a deep, deep sigh, and his shoulders slouch, and his posture goes to crap. Shrimp mode. And who else was there?
People from the academy,
Right?
Untermuller, Elno,
Untermel
the
was there?
sage. Yes.
Great. Perfect. Thank you.
And you're going to talk to him right now, right? Probably. Yeah, okay. It's kind of deep sighs, and I hope I've done the right thing here in telling you this.
Yes. Yeah.
But what's done is done.
Thanks. I don't think you're lying to me. And I don't know how much of that is true.
Hmm.
But it would just take a slice of that being true for you to have done the right thing, killing him.
Something that I've thought about a lot since that day. Killing a dragon god. Not something I ever would have even imagined in my wildest of dreams, but these are unprecedented times for all of us, it seems.
Probably something you shouldn't do again, I think.
Yeah, I don't plan on it.
Good. Great.
And hopefully there are no dragon gods trying to work with Infernals and destroy the world, or parts of it, or all of it.
That's what doesn't make sense to me. The entire point of Ornn and the dragon gods is to keep the Infernals at bay and fight back, but without ruining everything like the old ones did. Whatever the hell must have happened to Ornn to sink that low? You know, he'd been gone for a long time. His tribe, Ornn tribe, they all thought he was just off righting wrongs, disguising himself. He liked to do that. Walk around different peoples, changing into elves and Alfar and dwarves and humans, and figuring out what was wrong and then fixing it, throwing himself, being the hero, and then whoosh, off he'd go into the sunset one by one.
Practice a whole lot of void magic too, apparently.
That must have come later. Void magic. Okay, I feel like that's something that could have been in your original description. Is there anything else like that that maybe wasn't there?
Yeah, void magic. There was some mask that he had as well. Ended up destroying it with a very unconventional means of sticking a dagger, and I was a dragon at that point because of the academy gave me some dragon kind of potion that turned into a gold dragon.
Did they have that one that lasts longer? It would look good on you. Well, it'd look better on you.
Yeah, I rather enjoyed it. I don't know if they do. I think it might have been just a one-time thing, but Athalor kind of stuck a dagger into a tooth that was missing, that empty socket, and dagger that dispels magic ended up destroying the mask. Seemed like powerful stuff. I think it was something surrounding whatever void stuff. I think that's part of the history between Garnet and Myrick.
Yeah, that helps. Anything else like that? Small little minor details that might not have been conveyed right away at the start? Set dressing, emotional stakes. Anything you can think of that might be slightly relevant.
I don't know. I don't know if I remember Ismir. Can I make like a history check for Mason to like?
I think you're solid. I think you've covered all the bases.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because I think that there might have been like some specific. Oh, I guess actually one thing as well. I don't know if I should. I don't know if it's my place to say, really. But since it relates to void stuff, which related to Mirik, aka Orn. Garnet during the fight was kind of messing with a book, and it really, she felt like she had to, I think, in that moment. Messed her up for a while. She was gone. Okay, so like actually like air quotes, like gone for years. I think it was something related to void stuff. There's a lot about void that I do not understand, and it is a very central theme to him.
I'm not going to
Garnet
hold
as
that
well.
against you. It's pretty esoteric stuff.
Do you know about it?
I mean, I haven't made a habit of studying it. It never seemed to really relevant until right now. But it sounds like Orn got himself mixed up in that, huh? All this. Okay.
Do you think that was the catalyst of it then? Whatever this void influence was?
I don't know. I gotta figure out what happened to him, where he went missing, who he met, what he did. His tribe deserves to know. And you were mentioning people getting this word out. Probably better for some version of this to get out than whatever else you've been hearing, right?
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I mean, Untermaler being the diplomat and now knowing that he's involved in it, I'm sure you'll come up with some kind of
No, I don't want to talk to him anymore.
Why the change in heart?
Well, because I need to retrace Orn's steps. That's more important. Like, you've already, whatever happened along that way, that matters more. Because if you're not lying to me, then, like I said, you did the right thing. So, might as well get started following back to see where the Silver Dragon went astray.
I suppose that would answer a lot of questions.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. It means a lot to me.
Of course, I'm glad to be of help. I trust that I did the right thing. I think I believe you as well, and you're telling the truth. But also now have the questions for you.
Promised that, didn't I? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Namely, just, I mean, I think the most obvious one is just, who are you? You know a great deal more than it seems that you should, and some things that you're saying make sense but don't as well.
By way of answering, the kid cracks his neck, shakes his head, and molten liquid copper pours from his shoulder blades to the back. An enormous copper dragon spreads its wings before you. Its scales dappled with the corroded old green of copper at the top, all the way down to shiny polished scales at the bottom, as the dragon god Bothotlo stands above you.
Mason's like, holy shit. Actual stunned. Turns to Sventisko. What's Sventisko's reaction?
Jaw drops, then drops to her knees, then bows. A moment later, apparently nobody else saw that. Like, when you blink back to normal, and he's going to walk over to Sventisko and say, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Hey, don't worry about it.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, well, I promised.
That you is us, I assume so. Interacting in this way is fine with you.
I started it.
That you did. I'm merely following suit to your customs, I think. So, yeah.
Great, good. Yeah, keep that up.
Okay. I will try.
He's gonna.
Under, yeah, however much scrutiny, but yeah.
He leans down and like looks directly at Sventisko, who's still bowing and sort of flaps her on the side of the head. Hey. She staggers to her feet, stammering for a moment. And with the playful or sarcastic or annoying attitude gone, he sets both of his hands on her shoulders and says, I know how much you've lost in all of this. And I know how much all of you have hurt in all of this. But you're not alone. I'm not going to let you fall. He then runs one hand through her hair. And as he does, several strands of that hair that he touches change as it passes through until it's a streak of living copper metal.
Oh, shit.
He gives her a kiss on the forehead. Again, the entire playful, flirty attitude gone.
Uh-huh.
And then he turns back over to you. Last call, then I'm out of here.
For questions?
Yeah.
Wow.
You said plural, so hurry up.
Yeah, that one answered a lot of things. I just... Oh, no.
Okay.
Nothing more. Thank you.
I'm going to go tell the family. And I'm going to go find out what happened and why. If anyone marches on Bothotlo, I'll be back right away. Okay.
Sorry, one thing. That was come on, that was a lot. Okay.
I haven't left. I'm still here. All right.
Yes. All right. When you figure this out, which I suppose is only a matter of time, will you let us know, Sven and I, what you figure out?
Probably. But I got a lot of other things to take care of first.
Yeah.
Like, I know my own, and I take care of my own, but there is much to do, and I can't be everywhere at once.
Understood.
But if I get around to it before the two of you die of natural causes, then yes.
Appreciate it. Good luck.
Gives Sventisko a kind of just puts his hand over his heart and gives her a smile and nods. Gives you one of these and casts teleport. And he's gone.
It's like awkward waves as he's like probably already like mid teleport, just doesn't know, like bows kind of. It's like, wait, I shouldn't wait. I bow. I don't know. Looks to Sven.
Stun locked.
Just gives her a few to compose. Probably not waiting until fully unstun locked though before saying, how do you feel?
I don't. I just this is so weird. It's
yeah. So weird. But your hair, do you feel different?
She nods, eyes wide, but not really able to verbalize how.
But in a good way.
I don't know the last time I said this, but maybe we're not all fucked.
Wow. I know you're confident, but that's a
It's
comforting
just,
level of it.
it's just felt like for so long it's been us. Just us scrambling against all these things that are so much bigger than us.
Yeah.
And, not even IOTH could stop any of it. And I just felt like it was more and more getting clawed away and falling apart bit by bit as we just scrambled to hold on to whatever we could. But maybe we're not alone.
Oh, I think seeing all of this here has been a very helpful reminder of that. It's kind of easy to be dissuaded when we're in our little IOTH Academy bubble and not seeing the actual bubble, literal bubble, and not seeing the outside world. But there are people who are on our side, and not just, in words saying, "Oh, we support the Academy," but the literal dragon god of your tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. See Brantha mess with us now, right? Yeah. The sun want to come fly down and scorch us? If not, you better not.
That is comforting.
I can't believe he was here. That every single story about Bothotlo is in disguise. Okay, well, yeah, in disguise.
Yeah.
Playing tricks and just nudging and poking people into the right spot. That.
Yep. Yeah.
She grins.
Guilty.
Grins at you. Can we sit down?
Yeah. Let's find some rocks over there. Is that okay?
Yeah. And she's just gonna make her way over there.
Yeah. Hold her hand. We'll walk over.
You can feel her pulse, like just going nuts.
Yeah. Makes sense. This was a lot.
And the two of
Honestly,
you,
Mason too, as well. Mason's this is a high heart rate right now. It's a lot going on.
Little sweaty.
Yeah. Palm sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And meanwhile, on the stone table, Untermalder is still meeting with the various clan leaders. You see him for a moment sort of turn to the side and make the familiar gestures of tilting his head as he casts a sending spell, communicating with somebody out in the field. Occasionally somebody yells from down below asking, some other question. He's dealing with that. And you can tell he won't be dealing with that forever. He will probably be looking for you or making his way over to you, depending. So you have a little bit of time, but as soon as what happens is just we sit in silence together, the moment's going to be over.
Yeah, I think go sit down, spend another couple of moments, but then say, well, okay, something that I like to do when a lot has just happened is try to go over a little bit of it piece by piece, at least how it pertains to me. And I had a lot of strong feelings around the past couple of hours. But actually, one thing that was at the forefront of my mind, if you're okay to talk about it right now, and once I start, let me know if you're not. But well, now that we know that kid, what seemed like a kid, was Bothotlo, it completely changed the perspective here. But I think at first was trying to be. He seemed like very close and flirtatious with you, is giving me a hard time. But how do I say this? And if that was a situation with a kid who was actually just a kid and he was flirting with you and you were into it, enjoying it, I think that's fine. The orcs tribe, it's very common to practice polyamory, being in relationships with multiple people at the same time, obviously with full consent of everyone involved, all parties, and it's something that, I mean, I think because of that is a value to me as well. I just didn't, I mean, it hadn't really come up, I suppose, until now that really reminded me of it. And so I don't know any of your thoughts on it, but I wanted to just kind of open that door of conversation.
Roll an insight check for me, please.
Okay. Insight. That is a 14.
Okay.
Let's actually.
You have an inspo from somebody in chat named Leg Day Gaming.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sick. We'll use that then. Okay, well, 14.
12. You also have luck that's been granted to you through a Streamloots card if you want to use it right now.
We'll save it. I mean, insight is like cool and all, but it makes me trust Sven to be
all right.
Just like say what's up if you know.
She's holding something back, but it's not heavy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Macho, we just talked to a god.
Yeah. That.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Macho, you're the reason that when she squeezes your hand, puts the other one on it for a moment, kind of pondering for a moment, and goes, I love you for a lot of reasons. And one of the most important is that I trust you. And I feel safe with you. And I feel like you want me to be happy and strong and to succeed. And I want the same thing for you. And we've had so many spies and people who weren't who we thought they were, and people who were taken away and turned into their own opposites, that makes you more and more and more and more important, okay? And as long as that doesn't change, then, and she's going to give you a smile, then that's all I need. Oh, yes. Sorry, did you ask me a question?
Yeah, I think I kind of did. I don't know if it was a yes or no. Sorry, Abby. Okay, feelings and words and things. Usually I'm better about this. Okay, Sven, I love and care about you a lot. And yes, you are right. I want to see you happy and not only that, but thriving, being the best self that you can be. And I think that we share a sort of trust that I haven't felt with anybody ever. Sure, I've trusted people, but not in this way. Whatever you want, whatever you need, I support you wholeheartedly, and I will not stop supporting you, no matter what. I mean it.
She lays her head on your shoulder, because that meant a lot to her. And then she says, okay, but now we're kind of talking in circles.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
It's, Bothotlo, it's kind of a clan to clan thing, but us too. So here's what I think. I think that if there's anybody else that either of us wants to be a part of our life, like a really important, close part of our life, then they better make us both feel and believe the same way and trust the same way. Okay?
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think it's okay if I'd enjoyed him flirting with me and I flirted back and you're okay with it. And if I saw somebody flirting with you or wanting to go off with you, then I wouldn't feel threatened. As long as we keep talking to each other and as long as we understand that. And there's kind of a lot else to worry about right now.
Yeah.
I'm not, I haven't really been,
yeah.
Life is so stressful that I don't even really notice people like that. But if it wasn't that way, then it would be okay for us to be with other people as long as we kept talking and it was just on the outside. Okay. Does that make sense? Did we stop talking in circles?
Yeah, I think so. And now I have something to contribute that I don't think we'll talk in circles. So we're doing good here.
Great.
And those things nearly just slipped my mind, but they are, oh geez. Okay. Communication, the most important thing. I agree with you there. I think no matter what, as long as we talk to each other, we're okay. Through the good, through the bad, if ever there's anything that you need clarification about, want reassurance, literally anything, we trust each other, you can talk to me. But two, this is definitely a conversation we can also return to in the future. I know there's so much going on right now, so I just there's a lot of feelings, and it was highly emotional, and those emotions somehow just came to my mind. Maybe it was a lot of, I know I pushed that kind of back, knew it was a value that I was like reminded of then, was like, oh shit, that's a thing that I had wanted to eventually talk about. And yeah.
You had a spiritual experience.
Yeah. That was I think okay.
Okay,
no, same but page, or fear of talking in circles, that is my point.
Okay, but I do have one rule we both have to have, is that if you're going to go out or off with somebody, I have to know. And it's not just because it's not because I don't trust you. It's because there are assassins and mirror clones everywhere.
Yes.
That's okay.
That is, even if there weren't, I would tell you all that I know when I know it, or soon after. I trust you.
I trust you. And she sighs and relaxes into a bit. The nerves are still like, the adrenaline rush has not gone away, but it's starting to go from that hyperactive to that was exhausting mode.
Yeah. Just kind of puts arm around her, just kind of exists in that moment, kind of leans his head kind of on top of hers, is resting on his shoulder. And say, you were blessed by Bothotlo. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what that actually turns into.
Well, it's no blasting all the machines at school in a huge ray of fire, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mantra? She grabs you and kisses you aggressively.
But a half a moment of like, oh, I didn't expect that, take it by surprise. But then after is returning the kiss with as much kind of passion as Sven is, and like very firmly holds like, you know, the back of her head and kisses back.
Barring anything else that you wanted to have in that scene, it's not too long before Untermaler heads his way back, and Sventisko disentangles herself from you and just, you know, runs her hand through her new living metal hair and is just like,
I have made contact with the others.
Contact with the... Okay.
Yes, Mason. Contact.
He looks from the one of you to the other.
I have informed them of the situation. I still await word from Brontha and from the Archmage. But our time here has come to an end. We must return and make preparations for peace talks between both sides, mediated by us. Everything else all right?
It just gives a look to Sventisko, like, should we tell him?
Let's, yeah, Master Untermaler, can we debrief when we get back?
Yes, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, the Sven hair thing is like obvious.
It's pretty obvious, yeah.
Yeah,
He's not going to ask the questions. He kind of read from her that this is a, hey, can we talk about this later thing?
Yeah.
And he's a diplomat. He gets it.
Okay. Yeah, we make our way back. We're everything settled then here?
As settled as it can be.
Okay.
The wardens gather, and this time Untermaler is going to sort of scratch out the teleportation circle with the Staff of Power. It takes him a minute or so. And when he's about to wrap up, he will glance up from his work.
Both of you held well. Good.
Scratch. And then he invokes the final magic in the teleportation circle, which is just, again, scratched into the dirt, and it'll be wiped away as soon as the spell is done. Flares to life. 2 of the wardens go in first. The other 4 are surrounding the lot of you, preparing for you to head in. And Sventisko will take your hand and step forward.
Steps kind of in tandem with her.
And the last thing that you see above the glowing light, sitting up on a tree up top, for a moment you think you see that damn kid's just swinging back and forth, cat ate the canary grin at you. But, maybe he's here, maybe he's not. And then the floor drops out from beneath you, and you return to IOTH Academy.
Probably not there, but if he is, I'll try to just smile at whatever it is.
All right.
Step through.
Do you want to end Mason's scene here, or is there any follow-up you want to do on screen?
I don't think there needs to be anything. I mean, I guess the debrief with Untermaler, but I think Sventisko can lead that.
Does anyone want to watch us sitting here while I talk to myself as 2 different NPCs again? I think not.
Yeah, no.
right.
I think we're chilling.
Cool.
Get back and just. I mean, I guess like that happens, but Antra would be very just like not like clingy to Sven, but just like wants to be there for her, and if she needs her space, like great, cool, chilling. But if not, then yeah, we'll just be around her, and I think there's like a further sense of like closeness between them. At least Mantra feels it after.
You're getting the same off of her.
That.
And the one thing that you notice during the debrief when she's telling the story is that Sventisko's always been kind of a firebrand. She's best at riling people up, right? Riling people up, sneaking past lying and stuff like that. But when she's talking to Untermuller about this, there's a renewed sense of presence to her. This eloquence and this confidence in her voice of just telling the whole thing that maybe the ember of that was there before, but now it's much richer and it's flowing forth, this confident presence emanating from her.
I love that we stand a confident, tall queen. Let's go.
All right, then you want to go to break?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good with me.
Don't go anywhere, folks. Book of Dawn IOTH Academy will return shortly.